What's up, guys? I'm Skilla, and this is Nerd Stuff with Skilla, and I just finished watching the second episode of Syfy's show, Happy, called What Smiling Is For. And this show continues to be really funny and fun to watch. Now, if you haven't gotten caught up on Happy, then go do that, and then come back and watch this video. In the second episode, we see a couple of different plot lines going on. The cop who Nick used to be in a relationship with is talking to Blue, the, mob boss kind of guy who's trying to kill Nick. And she agrees to help find Nick in exchange for her and her mother being off the line from whatever they owe him. Hasn't really been clear what it is that they owe him. And he agrees, but he sends the creepy hitman that attacked Nick in the first episode over to chill with her mom in a really awkward and funny scene where he's doing face masks with her and they're making monkey bread, and then he says some nasty stuff to the lady cop, and it was really fun. There's a lot of characters in the show that have really interesting dynamics, and so far in just the first two episodes, we're seeing a lot of different types of characters who you don't really see a lot of in TV, so that's really cool. She, later on in the episode, is approached by Haley's mother, who was sent this super terrifying Christmas card from the man who kidnapped her daughter and several other children. And she is then prompted to go to the police and try to get somebody to help her. And she tells Lady Cop that she owes her something, and Lady Cop's like, I don't owe you anything, but I'll set you up with a missing persons person. And then Haley's mom punches her right in the face, and I was like, whoa, didn't expect that. She's in the precinct. She's definitely spending the night in jail, period. It cuts away and we don't see anything else from her for the rest of the episode. Now we sneak in and see Haley as well in the Very Bad Santa, I think is what he's credited as on IMDb. The Very Bad Santa's lair, and there's a bunch of other kids in boxes. They're in these wooden boxes with a grate on the side and holes in the top as though they couldn't breathe through the grate. She starts trying to talk to the other kids who are in the room. She asks, hello, is anybody else there? And she starts being spoken back to by somebody. Now, I thought through the whole episode that this is probably an adult who's been held captive by the Very Bad Santa for a long time. But in the end, it isn't. It's just the Very Bad Santa talking to her in this super creepy, young lady voice. And it was so weird. He is legitimately terrifying. As much as the original book and miniseries It inspired people to be scared of clowns, I feel like this show could inspire people to be terrified of Santa Claus. Anyway, so with Nick and Happy are, they're accosted by some dudes at Nick's home, and there's a really great fight scene, just tons of action where he ends up shooting some dude's brains all over the ceiling, and he comes in all cavalier to his home knowing that they're there, and then is like, well, he can't kill me because I know this password. And they're like, well, we don't work for Blue. We want you to die so that you can't give him the password, because as we see it, that gives him complete control over everything. And so Nick's just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna kill you all now. And he does that. He decides that he needs to get guns and money, and he accepts that Happy is an actual entity because he knows things that Nick doesn't know, pretty much. And they go to get guns and money from a gentleman named Ledick, and he is so crazy. They're sitting at a poker table. Ledick makes him sit down and play this game of poker, and then eventually Nick realizes that he can actually see what the other guys have in their hands because he's got Happy with him, and Happy can read what their cards are out to him. And I thought that was really cool. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen because of the trailer from last week, so it wasn't a surprise when that happened, but it was really fun to see that play out. And they do cocaine while they're there, and I think Happy accidentally gets some up in his nose, and his eyes turn red and he starts flying all over the place, and it's so funny. Eventually Nick realizes that he's got to act, or he's not going to get any money or any guns, and that they're just going to kill him or give him to Blue. And so he turns the tables on them, quite literally, and kills all of them except for Ledick, and actually takes a cigar knife to Ledick's hand to get his wedding ring back. Now, I think at this point that he used to be married to Haley's mom because of some clues that were in this episode. Again, I haven't read the graphic novel. I will get on that because I am legitimately obsessed at this point. But I think that he was probably married to Haley's mom, cheated on Haley's mom with Lady Cop, and that's their whole dynamic. And then he left Haley's mom. So he gets his wedding ring back and he leaves, and he's decided that he's just going to drive off into the west. Like, he's just going west until there's no more west for him to go. And Happy is very dejected and upset about it, and eventually Nick kind of accepts that he's probably Haley's dad and agrees to go on this quest to try and find Haley. And that's pretty much where this episode ends. I love this episode. The action in this scene, everything about it is just fantastic. And I love the guy who plays Nick. You know, I grew up with him on Law and Order, and it's so crazy to see him in this just degenerate role. It's almost like what could have happened to his character on Law and Order if things went really badly awry for a while, you know? And it's so fun. It's so fun. And it's one thing that's cool about it being on the Syfy channel is it's coming out with limited commercial breaks. A very short and very few commercial breaks, and I appreciate that so much. That's so great. It's been a really cool couple of episodes, and I'm expected to continue to be awesome, really. I think that enough good creative minds are involved in it for it to continue to be a really awesome show, and I'm so pumped about this season, and I hope you are too. Drop a comment down below with your favorite scene from this episode. Make sure to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to hear about more nerdy stuff from me. And as always, thank you so much for watching.